All right, today we're going to jump right into a really cool memory technique. It can help you lock in pretty much anything, from simple lists to really complex stuff for school or work. It's called the train memory method, and you'll be surprised at just how powerful it is.
So, have you ever been in this situation? You've studied for hours, you've gone over all your notes, but the second you need to actually recall that information, it's just gone. It's so frustrating, right? We've all been there.
Well, what if there was a way to turn that struggle into something that's actually fun? That's exactly what the train memory method is all about. It helps you turn boring, abstract facts into a visual story that your brain can't help but remember.
Now, I gotta be honest, this isn't some magic trick. It's a skill, and just like any skill, it takes a little bit of practice to really get good at it. You gotta think of your memory like a muscle. The more you actually use it and train it, the stronger it's gonna get.
All right, so how does this whole thing actually work? Let's get into the core idea, which is surprisingly simple, but honestly, pretty brilliant.
I want you to picture an old-school steam train. You've got that big, powerful engine up front, and then it's pulling a whole line of train cars, all linked together, one after the other. That simple picture, that's the key to the entire system.
So to build our memory train, we really only need to understand three crucial parts. Once you nail these three things, you're ready to go. You can start loading this train up with anything you want to remember. First up, every train needs an engine. The engine is your main topic, the title of whatever you're trying to learn. So if you're memorizing, say, the planets in order, your engine is the solar system. It gives you context for everything else, and you always start with the engine.
Next up, you've got the cars, and this is important. Each car holds one and only one key piece of information. So sticking with our solar system example, the first car is Mercury, the second car is Venus, the third is Earth. See? Each idea gets its very own car. Pretty simple.
And finally, we get to the most important part of the whole system, the secret sauce, really. These are the connectors. These are the wild, creative, action-packed links you create in your mind to hook one car to the next. This is what turns a boring list into an unforgettable story. And I really can't stress this enough. Without good connectors, the whole thing falls apart. You just have a bunch of random facts floating around in your head. The connectors are what create the chain. They build a story that your brain can easily follow from the beginning all the way to the end.
Okay, that's enough theory. Let's actually see this thing in action. We're going to start with a super simple example just to get the feel for it. We're just going to memorize a few random things you might find in your room.
Okay, so our engine is items in my room, and our first three cars are going to be bed, lamp, and bookshelf. Now, right now, that's just a list. It's static. Your brain has nothing really to grab onto. They're not connected at all. And this is where the transformation happens. Look at the difference. On one side, you've got a list that you have to memorize by just repeating it over and over. But on the other side, you have a creative story, a chain of images. I mean, which one do you think your brain is going to hang on to? So let's build that story. First, picture this. An image of your bed is literally painted on your wall. Now, for the next item, imagine a giant lamp is standing in the middle of that painted bed. And finally, you go to turn on the lamp, but wait, the switch is actually your bookshelf. See how that works? Each item flows right into the next using a really specific action.
The whole key here is to make your connectors totally unforgettable. Be weird, be extreme, use crazy actions like something is exploding from something else, or swinging from it, or bouncing all over it. The one big rule is to avoid weak static words like under or inside. Why? Because they hide the next item instead of actively linking you to it.
All right, memorizing stuff in a room is one thing. That's cool. But how do you use this for, actual abstract concepts for school or for a presentation at work? Let's level this up and see how it becomes a seriously powerful study tool.
Okay, this is the real magic right here. For those abstract topics, the first thing you do is turn each key idea into a simple drawing, a little visual icon. That drawing then becomes the item that you place inside your train car. This is exactly why things like visual note-taking are so effective.
And to show you this really works, we're going to tackle something pretty heavy, a topic called the 12 critical outcomes of education. Yeah, it's a list of 12 pretty abstract ideas, which makes it the perfect thing to put our memory train to the test.
So let's just grab one of those outcomes. It's understand the world as a set of related systems. Okay, how in the world do you visualize that? Well, you could draw a picture of the Earth, but with a bunch of interconnected gears or cogs turning all around it. Perfect.
That image, the Earth with cogs, is now the item in our train car. And now, the fun part. How do we connect it? Well, let's just pretend the image from the previous car was a giant green check mark. Our connector could be something like this. Imagine balancing on the very tip of that green check mark is the entire Earth with all of its cogs spinning. And just like that, two super complex ideas are locked together by one simple, memorable action.
So we've walked through the method, you've seen the parts, you've seen how it works for simple stuff and for complex ideas. Now comes the most important step of all, actually making it your own.
So as you get started, just remember these key rules. The title is your engine. One idea, one car. Make those connectors pop. Add sound, add movement, add color in your mind. And here's the pro tip. If you're trying to recall your list and you get stuck, that's a signal. It means that specific link is too weak. Don't just try to force it, go back and change the connector to something crazier.
And that really brings us right back to where we started. This isn't just a party trick, it's a whole new way of thinking. Every single time you practice making these little visual stories, you are literally strengthening your brain's ability to learn and recall information on command.
So there you have it. The tool is now in your hands. It's powerful, it's creative, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. The only real question left is, what are you going to choose to learn first?